Hey guys,
Hi.
welcome back to another episode of Fact
Fact
or
or
Fiction
Fiction
Friday.
Friday.
This is our 40th episode.
My gosh. Can you
Yes.
believe it? 40.
Yep.
That's a lot.
We've been going on for almost a year.
Yep.
We started our YouTube page. Um, I think we opened
First week of
it
March.
March 1st. I think we actually started it, but we actually did our first video sometime that week. But
Mm-hmm.
yep, March something of 2021.
Yep.
Yeah, so we up here chucking and rolling and just getting these videos out. So you think 40 videos? We have over 100 videos total right now through our channel. I mean, we just been getting them out there.
Yeah. So we thank you guys for tuning in, all the
Mm-hmm.
guys who watch. Also around the same time. Did I have my braces when we started our channel, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Did I? No, I think I don't know. But my braces are gone. And I'm supposed to have my retainer on, but I totally forgot to put them on. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, so it's gonna be nice. Like we said, it's our 40th episode. We're gonna be wrapping up our Black History
Little mini
series,
series.
little mini series, and then we're gonna take a break and get some more episodes. Kind of figure out where we want to go from here, as far as like if we want to redo our page, redo the look, the sound. Just kind of reevaluate some things. Take a couple weeks off from Factor Fiction. We'll probably still be posting other videos.
Yep.
So make sure you guys are subscribed to our channel.
Yep. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. We have all heard of Rosa Parks, but what if we told you that the first person who refused to give up her bus seat to a white woman in Montgomery, Alabama, was a teenage girl?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned.
Yep.
All right. So the girl who we will call Cece was known as colored back in those times. Was born in Montgomery, Alabama in 1939. She was raised by her great aunt after her dad abandoned the family and her mom couldn't take care of her kids. When she was 13, her sister passed away, and grief caused her to seclude herself and be withdrawn in high school. But despite all of that, she joined the NAACP Youth Council. And doing that, she developed a very close relationship with Rosa Parks and considered Parks her mentor.
Hmm. In 1955, she was 15 years old and she attended a segregated high school. She rode the city bus to and from school each day. The bus was also segregated and she would sit in the area designated as the colored section. One day she was sitting in the colored section like she always did, and the white section was full. It was causing many whites to have standing room only. The rule was that as a colored person, if any whites were standing near you, then you would get up and let them have your seat. On this day, the bus driver ordered her and three other colored teens to give up their seats and move further back in the bus. The other teens got up, and at the same time, a pregnant colored woman got on the bus and took one of the seats that the other girls gave up that was next to Cece. The bus driver glared at them in the mirror and told the lady that they needed to move. The pregnant woman said she was not moving, and so Cece sat with her. The police were called, and Cece still refused to move, and she was forcibly taken off the bus and arrested. 9 months later, her mentor would get arrested for the same thing.
So during her ride in the police car, one of the officers chose to sit in the back with her, and she was in fear that he would assault her. She was charged with disturbing the peace, violating segregation laws, and battering and assaulting a police officer, which she never did. She was afraid they would assault her. Civil rights leaders, including Dr. King, organized and spoke with the police commissioner about her case, and she was allowed to be bailed out by her minister, who told her that she brought the revolution to Montgomery.
Making a change. So, the NAACP decided that Cece could not be the face of this protest, and they decided to let Rosa Parks lead it. She was already known because she was the secretary of the NAACP, and she was of lighter complexion and more likely to be able to achieve what they were trying to do, which was end bus segregation on the bus. Cece also got pregnant, and they knew that she would be vilified for this because she was unwed. Her mom agreed and told her to stay quiet about what she had done and let Rosa Parks do it because she was liked by the white people.
All right, so she did have to defend her actions in court, though. And that was when it would be decided if bus segregation should end. She testified that the things she learned in history class was her motivation to sit. She said she thought about Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth, and about how as a colored girl she couldn't try on clothes at the department store because of the color of her skin. When she was taken off the bus by the officer, she cried out that her constitutional rights were being violated, loud for all to hear. Her court hearing will be responsible for the bus segregation to end in Montgomery. She would give birth to her baby boy and eventually leave the South for life in New York.
In juvenile court, she was convicted of all charges, and upon appeal in circuit court, she was convicted of only assault of a police officer. Much later, she would have her juvenile record expunged.
All right, so what do you guys think? Do you think this video was fact or fiction? We told you a story about a Montgomery teenager back in the day where the civil rights, fight was going, and that she sat on the bus, and that was motivation for the NAACP to bring calls for end of bus segregation and have Rosa Parks do the same thing. And her court case was what helped end bus segregation in Montgomery, Alabama. Do you think this story is true? Go ahead. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this one.
Yep.
We'll pause. We'll wait. Go ahead and gather your thoughts. Type them up, and we'll be back with the answer.
Yep. All right. This story is fact.
This story is true. This is the story of Claudette Colvin, who was born Claudette Austin, but when her great aunt took her in, her last name was changed. She was indeed mentored by Rosa Parks and a member of the NAACP Youth Council, and she was destined to change history. She had huge ambitions before all of this. She wanted to be president one day. But life after her protest did not show her as a hero, but because she was a teenager and because she got pregnant, she was branded as a troublemaker. She had to keep quiet about her part in history. And when she moved to New York, she never spoke about it. She worked as a nurse aide until she retired in 2004, and she had 2 sons. Her juvenile conviction of assaulting a police officer was because she was very vocal in stating that they had no right to do this, and they were violating her constitutional rights. So because she was loud and she spoke out, They called that assaulting a police officer.
Basically, contempt of cop.
Yeah. And so that is why she had that charge and that conviction. We talked about her getting her juvenile record expunged, and that just happened last year, guys, in 2021. So, just happened. The court case that she was a part of, Browder versus Gale, found that bus segregation was unconstitutional. And at the same time of that court case going through, that was at the hem of Rosa Parks leading the bus boycott. So it looked like because Rosa Parks led a boycott, that's why the law was changed. But in reality, what Claudette did leading up to court, that is what caused the bus segregation to end. And so it all kind of happened, to where Rosa Parks, who the NAACP chose as the face of this protest, the movement, that it was her victory. But in reality, Claudette started it and she finished it, because she testified in court when one of the other teams dropped out, the other, teams that were told to move and was a part of the, the witness stand. She was the one who started and finished it, but she was erased out of history because they chose someone else to be the face of the movement. What do you think about this?
One thing that stands out to me was we're not at all saying that Rosa Parks didn't have a huge role in this. We're not saying any of that. We're just
she mentored this girl.
We're just putting it out there that Claudette did her thing too. Another thing I was curious about is what happened to the pregnant lady. Did she ever get up, or did she get arrested?
I don't think she got arrested. It was a guy sitting behind her, a black guy, and the police talked to him and said, "Hey, do you mind giving her your seat?" So she wouldn't have to stand, but she could still sit. But they wanted them out of those seats because that's what they was asked to do, and that's what they were expected to do.
That's crazy because.
So yeah, she just moved back a row.
So they segregated and say black only, white only. But there's not enough white seats, so blacks get up so they can sit in the black only section. But it's black only section. It's mind boggling how that was. It's crazy altogether. But then the audacity to say you're not getting up to sit in this side of the bus. But if we need it, we're gonna push you out of your side of the bus, and we're gonna take that side also.
Yeah,
that's just crazy.
And another thing that triggered her not to get up was because there was a seat. There were 3 seats. And she occupied one, the pregnant lady occupied one, and there was another one. They were not good enough to sit next to her. She had to have the whole row cleared, the white lady, so she could sit.
Yeah.
She couldn't sit next to them. And that was another thing that she said triggered her, because it's like she wasn't good enough to even, be able to sit next to the lady, even though there was still a seat. And yeah, she was loud and boisterous when they arrested her. And
yeah.
All right, so guys, let us know if you heard about this. I just recently heard about this.
Yeah, because in school, I'm not sure about everybody else. Maybe you have heard it, maybe you haven't.
They definitely
like
taught
me.
us about Rosa
but
Parks.
Yeah, you hear about Martin Luther King. Everybody knows Martin Luther King. You hear about Malcolm X, Frederick Douglass, Sojourner Truth. Mary McLeod Bethune. I like saying her name.
What's that peanut guy?
George Washington Carver. Yeah. You hear about all those, but the other people that are detrimental to the movement, you don't hear about. Certain people are, and then now I don't know.
And with her story, it is starting to come out. Like I said, I heard about it. It was a YouTube channel called Comedy Hype, and Symphony Thompson or Thomas wanted to get this story out, and so she did a video on it, and that's kind of where I was like, oh my gosh, I never heard of it. And so I guess they're gonna put out there's books about her, and I guess they're gonna make a movie or something. And she had recently I think a street named after her, and they made a whole Rosa Parks museum, and they asked her, do you want to contribute? And she was like, no, they have their hero, because she's still alive. She's still alive. She's old. I don't. I
1939.
didn't
Yeah.
put how old she is. I'm not good at math. Hold on, y'all.
So that 85 years old.
She is currently
Top of my head.
82.
82 years old.
Yeah. So she's still alive. And so she said, no, I don't want to contribute because that's for her. That's who they chose. That's who they wanted, and I don't believe there's an animosity or anything. She knew what was happening. She impromptu decided this, but then the NAACP planned,
At the end of the day, I can respect her because it's not about getting the recognition. If you're really down for the cause, you don't care who's getting the credit or what is. If you want the cause to happen, then you be happy that it's happening regardless. That person gets the credit or that person gets the credit.
Yeah.
So I applaud her for that because she could have been like, no, I did this first. I was doing this. I the one that got arrested. I want my name recognized, whatever. And no, she didn't
humble.
do that.
She went to New York. She wasn't up there saying like, oh, it was me. I was the one that stopped the bus segregation in Montgomery. No, she went up there. She low key got her degree, was a nurse's aide, lived her life, raised her kids, and now at this, time, luckily she's still here. She's starting to get her flowers, and I say we need to give them to her. I say, that she was brave. She was ambitious. She was everything you want your kid to grow up to be. And she was a teen mom. I don't want that.
But also, but it's like the stigma. Not saying that
was a joke, y'all.
It's not saying that. But whatever you think about that, people look down. Oh, she a teen mom, and she should have done that. But okay,
it happened.
She still overcame. She still overcame. We have people that just drop babies off in trash cans and stuff. It still happened. She all right, whatever. She bounced back and kept moving and kept living her life. And look what happened.
Yeah. All right, guys. So, like I said, this is gonna. We said at the beginning, this is gonna conclude our Black History Month mini-series. So if you haven't caught the last couple videos, they had the Black History theme. They all have the same looking thumbnail background, so you can identify them. And go ahead and play along. Like we're enjoying this. We like to do little themes. I think the first one we did was Halloween last year, and Christmas, of course. Yep. Okay, so yeah, we talked about how we're gonna be coming up on our year, and I was thinking we should post like maybe a vlog or something and just kind of celebrate. Okay. The BS station turning 1. So yeah, look out for that. Let's see what else we have. Other shows. If you guys haven't seen any of the Brandon Cooks at all, we got videos where Brandon makes yummy food. And I just started a new series called Creative Chats with Shanae, where we just talk just hot topics, things that been on my mind, while I make a craft that's gonna be related to the topic. We got 2 episodes right now. Let's go ahead and check those out if you haven't already. And yeah, so we also have a giveaway planned for 500 subscribers. So go ahead while we're on this break, guys. Check out some old videos, send them to friends, let people know so they can, see if they want to join and subscribe when we get closer to doing that giveaway.
Also, if you have any ideas or you think that you would like to see us do, or you say, oh, you know what, I like your content, but I think it'd be better if you did it this way, or you added this, or you switched this up, let us know. We're open to things, and trying to grow and just get better. We like doing this. We like to share as much of our content to as many people as possible.
And we also love when you guys comment, because we are very good at responding and chatting back. We get sad when no one comments on things. So go ahead and make sure that you do. We want to know what you think. We want to know if you've heard the story, if you like this Black History Month mini-series. So comment down below. And also, guys, we have on our banner our socials, our Instagram, We also have TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
and some things we post on TikTok we don't necessarily post over here. So go ahead and follow us on there. We know a lot of people like TikTok, and I don't
Yeah.
know if you guys are aware that we have one.
Yep.
It's on our banner on our page. So go ahead and click and follow us. And on our Instagram, you'll be able to chat with us and
Mm-hmm.
message us. If you have a story that you think would be great for us to cover, go ahead and send it to us. We'll be glad to hear it. We'll be glad to communicate with you guys.
Yep.
So,
All right. Well, it's that time. So, like, share, subscribe, and let everybody know about the BS section because we out here. And until next time, bye.
bye, y'all.